Namaste Sarvodaya. In the last class, we have learned about the literal meaning of the poem Blowing in the Wind, written by Bob Dylan. And I have told you we have to write appreciation for that poem. For writing appreciation, what we have to do is you have to be familiar with the literal meaning as well as the features and the poetic devices employed in the poem. So in the last class, as I told you, we have dealt with literal meaning. Now we are going to deal with the features of the poem. Okay. The first and the foremost feature of the poem is that the poem is in a revolutionary tone. The tone employed by the poet is of revolution. Okay. And the next important feature of the poem is that the poem follows a steady rhythm. This steady rhythm makes the poem a perfect song. Okay. Next one, usage of refrain. And have you heard the word refrain earlier? No. So what is a refrain? Refrain means repeated lines in a poem. Okay. These lines are repeated again and again in the poem, maybe at the end of a verse. And in this poem, the refrain is the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. So is it clear for you? Refrain means repeated lines in a poem. Now, other important feature is use of rhetorical question. So again, this term is not at all familiar with you. I'm sure you won't have heard this word earlier. So what is meant by rhetorical question? Rhetorical questions are the questions that they do not demand any specific answer. For such questions, there will be no specific answer. Okay. The answer is known to us, and the one who asks the question does not expect an answer from us. The examples of rhetorical questions are: how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? And the next rhetorical question is: how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Now, I think the features of the poem are clear for you. The poem is a revolutionary tone. It has steady rhythm, usage of refrain, usage of rhetorical question. And another important feature is, if you read the poem, you can understand that there are no rhyming words used in the poem, therefore no rhyming scheme. So another important feature of the poem is the poem does not have any rhyme scheme. And from the beginning itself, I've told you, actually this is not a poem, this is a song. But we always tell poem, but actually this one is a song. And as it is a song, no doubt it follows a musical flow. There will be music in it, otherwise it won't be a song. So I think these things are clear for you. So the main features of the poem is it's in revolutionary tone. It has got steady rhythm, usage of refrain and rhetorical question, and no rhyme scheme is employed and follows a musical flow. Now we have to deal with the poetic devices used in the poem. Poetic devices are used to make the poem more appealing to the readers. Otherwise, there will not be any difference between a poetry and a prose. So these poetic devices are employed to make the poem more appealing, or that makes it more soothing to the senses of the readers. So the first poetic device that we are going to do is imagery or images. You have learned in your previous classes what are images. Images means picture in words. Now here Dylan had employed familiar and simple imagery. He has not gone for any complicated imageries, but he has used familiar and simple imagery, just like man, dove, mountain, sea, cannonballs. These are very simple and familiar imageries. So we can say Dylan employed familiar and simple imagery. Next, another important poetic device is metaphor. Metaphor and simile. These two things are familiar with you, and you have started learning it from class 8 onwards. Okay, so what is a metaphor? Metaphor means it's a comparison between two things that state one thing is just like another. Okay, so here the common metaphors used by the poet are road. Road is compared to the life experience of a man. Next one, white dove. White dove means peace. Cannonballs, wall. So not wall, war. And mountain stands for ego or the pride of a man. Clear? So the poet or Dylan had used metaphor in the poem. Throughout the poem, he had used metaphors. Only I have given you some examples. Many other metaphors are there in the poem. Try to find it out. Next one, alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of initial consonant sound. Before that, what are consonants? Yes, English alphabets are divided into two, vowels and consonants. And you know vowels are A, E, I, O, U are the vowels. And consonants are those letters which are not vowels. So other letters, all other letters except the vowels are, we call it consonant. So alliteration is a repetition of initial consonant sound, and the consonant sound should be in the beginning of the word. Okay, so read out this line. Can you find out the alliteration on it? Yes, you can see how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand. Here, which consonant sound is repeated? Yes, very good. Sea, sail, she, sleep, sand. Z sound is repeated. So we can say this as a perfect example of alliteration. Is it clear for you? Okay. Now the three main poetic devices used in the poem are imagery, metaphor, and alliteration. Now I think you can very easily write appreciation, and you know how to write an appreciation. So an appreciation should contain 3 paragraphs, and in the first paragraph you have to write about the poet and the theme of the poem. And in the second paragraph you have to write the literal meaning of the poem, and in the third one the main features of the poem and the poetic devices used in the poem. Is it clear for you? Now I think you can very easily write the appreciation of the poem Blowing in the Wind and post it in our WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you.